Steps tonight to a new investigation after the hurricanes. Good evening, everyone. I'm Paul LaGrome.
And I'm Wendy Ryan. Thank you for joining us. It's tough to imagine 283 elderly patients stacked side by side, head to toe in a church without any working air conditioning or sufficient food. That's what state investigators say happened when a St. Pete nursing home evacuated residents without an approved emergency plan during Hurricane Helene.
Tonight, I-Team investigative reporter Adam Walser breaks down the troubling findings in this new report.
A day before Hurricane Helene, Pinellas County emergency officials ordered nursing homes and assisted living facilities in Zone A to evacuate.
And we want to make sure that we are protecting everybody in those at-risk facilities.
Take a look at the damage Hurricane Helene did to some of the 24 Pinellas County facilities located in Zone A.
We got blankets coming for you, okay? Do you guys want any water?
Milton packed another punch 2 weeks later when residents had to be moved again.
We're seeing every year or every other year these people being moved.
Attorney Jim Wilkes has represented thousands of clients in nursing home abuse and neglect cases.
These aren't cattle that you load on the back of a truck and take up to a higher pasture. That's the current model they're using.
A report released in November says Adventura at the Bay Nursing Home does not have an approved emergency plan. The report says the home's administrator sought a waiver from the Hurricane Helene evacuation order, but was denied.
I was given a call saying that they were moving him out, which it had been done before, and that it was going over to the church.
This woman, whose loved one lives at the facility, doesn't want to show her face because she fears retaliation.
They're in pretty bad shape, aren't they?
Yeah, including him.
The day before Hurricane Helene, buses and medical transport vans took 226 nursing home residents and 57 residents from the company's assisted living facility to King of Peace Metropolitan Community Church in Pinellas Park, which county emergency officials said did not have working air conditioning or a working refrigerator. The report said more than 20 residents remained in wheelchairs outside during inclement weather. John Medina works at a barbershop across from the church.
I did see a few people, quite a few people in wheelchairs, elderly. I wasn't really understanding what was going on.
They were obviously patients. They were in wheelchairs and on stretchers.
People on stretchers.
Yes.
This woman, who is hiding from an abusive ex-partner, sent us pictures of the buses.
All day long. It was a constant convoy of these vehicles all day.
These special needs transport vans,
yes,
dropping people off.
Exactly.
They call them medical buses, but they're not staying in the same environment.
911, what is your emergency?
The report says law enforcement responded after patients' family members called 911. They discovered residents on cots smaller than many of the residents' bodies, side by side, head to toe, with little room to walk between them. The report says that, quote, severely limited access by staff to provide resident care. The report says there was a lack of nutrition for residents. Memory care residents were wandering. One resident was wearing only a brief due to the heat, and another fell and fractured an arm. County rescue workers stepped in, relocating all 283 patients to a county-operated special needs shelter at Johns Hopkins Middle School, 10 miles away.
When you found out that they had been moved a second time,
I just found out from you.
they didn't tell you.
No, nothing was said that they were moving for the second time.
Hurricane Helene wasn't the first time Aventura had issues with evacuations. Cynthia Rice says her mother, Hattie Hunt, lived at the facility for 2 years before her death in April at age 98.
She was evacuated twice. It was the same procedure 2 years in a row.
On a scale of A to F, how did they handle these emergencies?
Oh, I definitely would give them an F.
Rice says her wheelchair-bound mother was taken to St. Jude the Apostle Church.
The way my mother described it, they pulled the mattresses off the beds and took them out to St. Jude and put the mattresses on the floor.
So your mom's sleeping on the floor?
She slept on the floor. It sounded like it was very traumatic on my mother because she just described it as horrible.
An inspection report says an Adventura resident was injured when she fell in a van while being evacuated for Hurricane Idalia last year.
Her face was down and her knees were touching the floor. She was squeezed into the sheets. I was unable to move her.
They need to be monitored with regularity, and it just can't happen in these scenarios.
Hi, this is Adam Walser with ABC Action News.
Aventura's Administrator Michael Bowman agreed to meet with us in early October. But when we requested a copy of Aventura's emergency plan, he wrote in an email, quote, "I feel like I have to be on the defense with this interview. Are you coming to talk to us or put us in a questionable spot? I will be completely transparent, but not if you're planning to tear down everything that we did for our residents." He later canceled to oversee the evacuation for Hurricane Milton. The state report says his emergency plan for that evacuation was rejected, since St. Jude the Apostle Cathedral was listed as its evacuation site, even though the church had terminated its agreement with Aventura in February. Instead, residents were taken to St. George Greek Orthodox Church in Tarpon Springs, which is itself within a flood zone.
What do you think that says about the planning that went into all this?
I don't know. Questionable.
Do you think that's an appropriate way to care for seniors?
Oh, no, not at all.
I'm I-Team investigator Adam Walser with photojournalist Matt McGlashan, taking action for you.
Adam, thank you. The state has now issued a moratorium on new patients being admitted to Aventura at the Bay. The Homes Administrator denied an interview request after the state report was released, but they wrote in a statement, quote, "We recognize the concern surrounding our previous hurricane evacuation procedures. Please be assured that we take these concerns very seriously," end quote. You can read the full statement and check out our previous coverage of senior care facilities in Evacuation Zone A on our website at abcactionnews.com.